feel like you have tried everything? Self-help books, therapy, relationship summits, retreats, online courses, podcasts. But you still struggle with toxic love, attracting narcissistic partners, ongoing anxiety, depression, codependency, love addiction, stress, moodiness, lack of hope, feeling stuck in your career, and you just can't seem to get love right. It's time to heal your unconscious behavioral patterns caused by unhealed childhood trauma. I'm Riana Milne, the love trauma recovery expert and certified life and love coach who helps thousands around the world, and I can help you too. I specialize in helping adults heal from unconscious childhood and love relationship traumas, emotional triggers, and dysfunctional behavioral patterns, which have been impacting them negatively in life, love, or business, to transform and create the life they desire and to have the love they deserve. Talk to me today at rianamilne.com and get the free ebook below to learn more.
Okay, let's go into this section of love. Building strong, emotionally healthy, conscious relationships. That's what the goal is. We don't settle for less than that. So the key components of loving, emotionally healthy, and conscious, sustainable relationships, meaning they stay together over time. Both partners must have good mood management. That's key. If you have it and they don't think you're going to change them. We can't change the other person. We can change how we react to it, and we can change by leaving the relationship. My clients get a roadmap, their conscious dating, like they know within date 1, 2, or 3 if this person is a good person to continue on with or not. And if not, they move on. They have those skills to really look closely. We're just not out there having a good time dating and having drinks. No, no, no. We are looking at body language. We are asking specific questions. By asking the questions where their childhood traumas were, knowing that everyone has traumas, have they dealt with them? Are they still angry at their mother? If they're angry at their mother, then he's called a mother hater. He hasn't solved that for himself. And eventually, he's going to be angry at the woman he selects, because women have always let him down if his mother has. Can we change that in the man? Yes. I've had men come to me that have heard my classes and goes, oh my God, Riana, I'm always mean to my women. I have bad temper. I got to change this in myself. I don't like it. I don't know why I have it. So he was at least honest and open and said, I want to change this in myself, which is amazing. That's where it starts, right? Understanding this happened, not my fault. Childhood trauma is never our fault. We're just a victim of our environment or a part of our environment. But as adults, we can change that. You act as a team. You're always a team. It's you and me against the world. That's our quote for couples. They always start together, and then they strive to make sure their kids are okay. But it's always teamwork. You strive for solutions by resolving conflicts with love, a sense of calm and kindness. There's never yelling or threatening going on. If you have that in a relationship, that is toxic. We don't use ego for choices, like my partner doesn't want to make love to me, so I'm going to go cheat. That's using ego for choices and giving no care, regard to your partner. That is a very toxic person. Or bringing up the past, someone who keeps punishing with a mistake you might have made. That's a toxic person. We have to know what is emotionally healthy and what is toxic and decipher it pretty early. Knowing empowered communication skills to work through issues and challenges. So I teach communication skills that nobody ever taught us, and really everyone in society should know these. It'd be a much kinder and more loving world. But I make sure my clients learn them and practice them because it helps them get through so many challenges so much easier. And I teach the 5 F's for successful relationships. Be friends first. Do not get intimate early. The number one mistake most women use is trying to be sexual early to hope sex will bring love. It doesn't. So there's a lot of dating relationship rules. In Buddhism, we call this the body temple. And we just don't give it to anyone. Someone has to deserve that. Someone has to date you over a period of time. Someone has to ask you to be exclusive. Then you go on to intimacy. If they really love and care you, the person, they will wait. You have to have fun. So a lot of things in common. And the intimacy is on a daily basis. Intimacy doesn't equal sex. Intimacy is a hug or a kiss hello and goodbye or holding hands. That's all intimacy. And that should be on an ongoing basis. And the foundation is you both are good people, right? You're faith-based, you're kind, You love your life. And that's why we work with self-love first. We have to get that straightened out before you go out dating, because we're not looking for someone to rescue you. You are looking to go out as an empowered, confident woman, which is very attractive to partners. Now, for men, that is the attraction factor for a male usually comes first. They're attracted first. They can't help it. Their brain is hardwired for attraction. Why? They procreate the race. Women are hardwired for safety. So it's very important, men in the class, that they learn to make their women feel safe. That is their number one need. So you want to know that as you're going out there, and you question yourself as a woman, if you're dating men, do I feel safe with this man? Do I believe him? Do I trust him? We do what it needs to build the foundation, and fidelity is the trust of someone. They have good moral character. And flexibility means you're open-minded. You're not going to argue with someone. You let someone else have their vote. You let them choose whether to vax or not vax. You know, you're flexible and not trying to rule the other person's life. Here is the equality wheel. This is what an emotionally healthy and conscious relationship will look like. And when you have it, it changes your life. It is easy, fun. It is friends. You're like really deep friends, but you want to have all these pie pieces. This is what you're striving for. You're not threatening. You respect each other. There's trust and support. You're both honest, accountability to each other. You share the responsibilities in home and work and family decisions. It's an economic partnership. You talk about money decisions together, and both should benefit from financial arrangements and negotiation and fairness. You're always trying to solve conflict and accepting change and being able to compromise. This is what we aim for, because if our relationships is not this, we leave. And it feels so good when you have this. It's just easy. Like they're your buddy, your friend, but you just love them. And you're going through a hard time. They're your support system too. Leah's relationship story.
Everything I learned in the first session, I was like, oh my God, I've always needed something like this. I wish it happened sooner, but I'm thankful that it's happening now. For me, it was the dating part. I think I had been closed off to it. I was in a very long-term relationship and I really didn't want to. And I think you helped us so much. I've given myself so much to this program. I better do this one thing. And honestly, that's how I met my now significant other. So he's my fiance now. His name is Ben. He is phenomenal. I think it's interesting because we had an exercise where we had to really write what we think the right person for us and what are some attributes we want in a person. And he has everything plus more things that I could ever want. And I don't know if I've ever met such a great match to who I am ever. Obviously, I don't want to say I did this class and this happened, but I think it really did. I think it's like so many things happen after this course for me. But I think the big thing is just, starting to plan a future with someone else and starting to talk about family and buying a home and all these really things that I only wish that I could have when I was taking the class. So it feels like a full circle. And I think being happy in my personal life kind of overshadows everything else. The part of investing in yourself and self-care and mental health, it could change your life. I'm so thankful that I did reached out to you and grateful that you're like, let's do this group thing. I think you would be a great fit. Without that, I really, truly, honestly don't think I would be here today talking to you, engaged and happy in my relationship.
She came to us in group, and she was in dating to mating group, and she did not want to do online dating. She was really opposed to it. She had really bad experiences. And she's there, if I don't do this one part, I've worked so hard in this class, I'm going to try this. And she did go out, and that's how she found her fiance, Ben. They are engaged. They picked out a big home. They have a date to marry. I did do a full podcast with Leah, so you can definitely check out her podcast too. She came from a difficult home. She got a big promotion. She moved up to the east side of New York. So she said everything in her life has changed since the program. These were snippets from the podcast. You can go to my YouTube channel, which is Riana Milne, and just put Leah, Lia, and she should pop right up and you can listen to her whole story. So now we can have open mic questions on your dating and love relationships. Are you happily single or in a love relationship that works? What challenges have you faced in your relationships? I could help you with that now that you have a little bit more background on what love trauma is and how it shows up. And what changes do you want when it comes to love? Because I always say it's never too late for love. Bob is 79. He used to be my oldest client, and I have one more that's older than him, but he came to me at age 73 after 4 marriages did not work out. In tears, his first session, he goes, I'm going to die alone. Nobody wants to be with me. And it was very sad. I said, Bob, if you're willing to learn this system, I can help you. He's been dating this lovely lady. He recently had a little grandson in his life. I said, let's do a podcast with you. I said, you're such a motivational guy. And he did a podcast with me probably about 8 months ago. So you can hear his podcast. I love his story. And she popped in at the end. I'm like, hey, I finally get to meet you. This is the lady that made Bob so happy. And he goes, Rihanna, I'm so in love. And he goes, I wish I did this years ago, but you know what? Tell everyone it's never too late. So he wrote a beautiful testimonial about his experience. And no matter what you look like, no matter your age, no matter what, this system has worked for everybody. It's pretty cool. Wants to share?
Well, I can say that I'm happy in my relationship. He's older than me, but because we women have maybe more skill than men, except for Bob, he seemed to have been very much on the program. But I have to admit that I'm a little bit younger and more willing to work, and I'm less reactive. I think the fact that I have more skills at communication, I can control his reactions. That's all I can say. If they don't put as much of the work into it, you still can use your own skills and it will work at the end, because it all depends on your reaction. The less I react, the better it is.
Right, right. And you have learned to speak in that very calm and loving tone, which
Yes,
calms him down.
yes, it's true. And because I'm kind of a go-getter, passionate, type A personality. And then he will remind me, you're raising your voice. And then I lower it. So yeah, that's teamwork. So he's good
Yeah,
at that. He makes
yeah,
me notice when I raise my voice. And I don't raise it because I'm mad. I'm raising it because I want to come across so passionately, but it's
right.
not his thing. He doesn't like that. So I have to remain calm. So
Yeah,
he's
he's a
helping
pretty
me.
chilled out guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he could
So
maybe feel that, oh, it's too much.
yeah.
But you are a very passionate person. I think that's very cool. I'm the same way. But then I often find myself saying, babe, it's just I'm impassioned about this topic, not that I'm like yelling at you. He goes, I know.
Oh, okay.
So,
See, all right.
yeah. So sometimes just saying that, Louise, like, babe, it's, and use the pet word thing. Hun,
Yeah.
I'm not upset with you. I'm just so impassioned about this. And then they usually calm down, you
And
know.
he's so good at dressing now. Oh my
Oh,
God.
good.
And
Yeah,
I keep getting, wow, 5 star on that outfit. I mean, he's focusing on the belt and the short collar. And I mean, before it was, but now, like he used to call me controlling because I would suggest what to wear. Now I don't, I just put the clothes there and I let him pick whatever he wants. I'm not controlling his clothes anymore and he's doing fine.
I had a talk with him about that. So he was more open to it. I said, this is just a talent that Louise has. She dresses impeccably. So, why not use that skill and let her help you, because you're going out as a couple facing the world together. You want to be proud of her. I'm sure you always are. And she wants to be proud of you. So
Yeah.
that made a difference. And he says, yeah, I can start doing a little better with that. And he
Yeah.
laughs. And I said,
Yeah.
yes, you can. I do
Yeah.
call the partners on their crap sometimes, but I
That's
do it
true.
in a
That
loving
helps a
way.
lot. She's a true mediator. She really did help a lot, because when it comes from us, they're not receptive. If it comes from a mediator, third party, they're more open to
Yeah,
listen.
Right.
So that's why you're so indispensable. It's true.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Okay, achieving the life success work balance. This I look at for every person that's still in a career, and even if they're retired, like what are they doing with their life? Is it positive? Balancing career, personal life, along with your romantic time for dating and your partner. We have to be very conscious of what I call balance triangles. And we're always looking at it because if we are out of balance, that's when anxiety comes in. Now, anxiety is our friend telling us something is off. You align your work with purpose. That's part one. You do the steps to achieve your business success during the day or your work hours. You're using the 8Ds consciously, always making a day very productive. Usually your daily goal setting, we wake up to 3 goals a day. What is it I want to do for the day? And if I have time, I'll do these other 2. Getting a coach or mentor to feel happier in your life and get traumas out of your life and learn all these skills or new skills. Like I'm learning AI. I didn't know how to use it. I needed a coach to help me. And now I'm much more confident about that. The importance of passion in professional life. If you don't like your work, think how many hours a week you're spending in it, 40 to 60 hours, and you hate your work. This is why I do a lot of work examination, career examination with everybody. Do you like your work? Is it working for you? Do you need a raise? I have helped so many people get raises and promotions because they were afraid to ask for it and they didn't get raises in 2 or 3 years. Is it time to look for something else? We always are looking at career since it's a large part of your life. And if you're not happy in career, you take that exhaustion and stress to your partner, the burnout, right? And then your relationships suffer. So they're very much interrelated. So everyone we look at is setting the career goals, managing the time. We're trying everything to keep balance so we're not sacrificing our own happiness or the important relationships in your life. Bob was something we looked at everything in his life. He wasn't feeling great about his body. He was depressed. He had a lot of anxiety. He felt burnout at work. And it was looking at his whole life. When I met Riana, my life was in a very different place than it is today. I was having some pretty significant relationship troubles, and I had a lot of negative thinking and self-doubt. I was pretty depressed and had a lot of anxiety. I didn't know where I wanted my life to go. All I knew is I wanted to feel better. With coaching, I understand things about my subconscious mind and how my behaviors were affected by my past. I started to think differently and work on my mindset a lot. I took the program seriously and listened to what she taught me. I began to focus on the changes that I wanted to make. And since working with Riana, every aspect of my life has improved. My business is thriving. My spiritual life is very healthy, and I'm physically and emotionally in great shape. I have a new passion for life and I have a clear vision of where I want my life to go. I even doubled my income with my new business venture. He also wanted to buy and flip houses. He's a realtor. So he thought if I could do that on the side, if things get slow, then I'll have more income and the ability to travel. He has done quite a few homes now and loves that new part of his career. He was the one that called me like 6 or 7 months later and goes, Riana, does your people realize like your courses are free? He goes, because I just left my accountant's office and he did DTM. He goes, I only owed $500. So technically all the education I got was free. And I changed my life and I doubled my income from 150 to 350. And I said, yeah, I kind of explained what a tax deduction means. And it is a great perk to have that when you're working with me because I am licensed as a mental health counselor. And we are usually doing career coaching, which is a complete tax deduction. So there you go. Business and career success. Here's your questions. Do you feel passionate about your work now and align it with a life purpose? And what new skills do you need to reach the career success that you desire? Where are you with that? Are you looking to change a career or get a raise or do something new in your life that feels more aligned with your passion? Thank you, Beth. I set a goal this year to get certified in a certain area of my career by the end of the year. I accomplished it by March. Good girl. I'm getting ready to start my next certification before the year ends. I am hoping Beth becomes a coach for me. I am doing coaching certification in September. I haven't really officially announced it. I wanted to do this program first. I'll announce coaching with me to be certified in August. She would be so incredible once you go through this course, and she's also a therapist. So she is ideal to do this type of work. Okay, Camille, I like my job, but it's really stressful. It's led to a lot of life imbalance. Not sure where I want to go or if I want to do something different. So I feel kind of stuck right now. Okay. Yeah, I would love to examine that with you, know what you do, really dissect where your talents are and your passion, because sometimes you're talented or something, but you still hate it. We have to look at that, your level of experience, and I could give you all kinds of great recommendations for you. Just know that you're never stuck, even if things get slow. I remember years ago when therapy got slow, I'm like, okay, what can I do? Which is a question we ask. I'm like, I'm single and there's no single parties out here. I'm going to start something called Atlantic City Singles Networking Group, single people who are business people and getting together for parties and business networking. So I decided to do that. I charged $20 a person. My first party, I had 80 people. And I'm like, whoa, this is a great part-time gig. So I ended up doing twice a month. And then at another time, I'm like, what can I do? Well, I'm going to apply to the college. So I started teaching drug and alcohol classes. And another time, what else can I do? Well, I can write a column for a newspaper. It's called Single by the Sea, Advice for Singles. And I ended up in 32 newspapers from mid to South Jersey, which built my business. It's always what we call thinking outside of the box. At one time, to pay my mother back and to afford a home, I had 5 jobs, worked in a school, worked at a college, did my singles thing, officiating weddings on weekends, did the column. So we could always think outside of the box and say, what can I do or what would I like to do? It's having that faith in yourself, the faith in the universe, and the 8 Ds to keep you going and figuring it all out. Thank you for those shares, guys. Balance in life is holistic, mind, body, and spirit for personal transformation. So strategies for keeping your balance. Remember, anxiety tells you you're out of balance or worried about your future. So depression usually lies in your past. So if you have bouts of depression or crying jags, it's because you're stuck in your past. Something that happened back there, or you're ruminating on a past partner or something. Anxiety is something where you're worried about your future, or your life is out of balance and you're too stressed out. Meds don't really stop anxiety and depression. What the pharmaceutical people don't tell you, there's like a 30% success rate and a whole lot of side effects. So you actually end up feeling worse than better. And the thing is, meds don't solve the problem, which comes from childhood and love trauma. Instead, do the work. You'll never need medication. My people are on vitamin therapy, depending what they might need. There's all kinds of great vitamins for body support to make you feel more energized. And just because someone diagnosed you once as depressed, you don't carry that label forever. That's one thing I hated about therapy. You got to put a code on everyone, and the code stays with your file, which is part of the healthcare system. I don't like to have to do that. Coaching, there's no codes. Nobody sees your file. It's private. And just because you're going through something and you're anxious at this time or depressed doesn't mean you stay that way. Meditation, like I said, is needed to calm the stress down and increase your focus. The weekly goals for self-care, diet, moderate exercise. It doesn't have to be over the top. Time scheduled out for your kids, your partner, and your friends, and your self-care. Your alone time for creating something new, reflection and spirituality, and just relaxing and chilling out. Balance of physical wellness, great mental health, spiritual growth, and happiness, they're all interrelated. Some strategies for personal growth. You want to develop new healthy routines. Again, the goal setting plan, 3 a day. What 3 business and 3 personal weekly goals are you going to have? What is your monthly goals? 3 business, 3 personal, and they're pretty lofty. When I was writing my book, Love Beyond Your Dreams, which was 400 pages, my goal was having it delivered from my idea to my door in 6 months. I couldn't believe I did it, but I did it for the 8 Ds. I was so happy, and I love that book, and it was a #1 bestseller on Amazon, and it's helped a lot of people. So when you have the goal setting plan down and the 8 Ds, you really get so much done. This goal system really, really works. Journaling is a big, important part for many people. Their goals and desires and gratitude can go in your journal. The meditation daily, all you need is 15 minutes for 8 to 9 hours, a positive effect on your brain and your body. Visualization and a vision board. Spiritual practice, reading weekly, a belief in yourself, a higher power has got you, got your back. I always say to myself, God's got my back. And I really feel that. We all go through times where we might be a little afraid. It's like, God's got me. and you just keep moving forward and practice that daily gratitude every day for what you do have. We in America have so much. It reminds me every time that I'm traveling how much we have here. It's amazing what you see out there and how lucky really we all are. Finding your voice, we look at the whole person, your body, your mind, your heart, and how you feel, and your spirit. The four needs of someone to feel evolved, meaning being your highest and your best self, is to live. So again, that's physical intelligence. Can you do what you need to nurture your body? And that takes discipline. Are you eating the right diet? Are you exercising? 8 to 9 hours of sleep? Are you resting in between your stressful periods? Mind, are you continuing to learn, taking on courses and growing? This is mental intelligence. You have this future vision. You keep going towards your vision, your dream. And when you meet a partner, then together you have what we call a future vision as a couple. Heart means your capacity to love, which is called emotional intelligence. This is your passion for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your partners. And we also have what's called unconditional agape love for yourself and others. And I love this philosophy. It's this unconditional love for humans, for anyone. And when you approach people in this way, open heart, open mind, they feel it. People say, it always feels so good to see you. I'm part of this huge singles group, and I was at one of the parties, and it's run by a man named Scott, really lovely gentleman with his girlfriend, Sandy. And he goes, Riana, you're always the light that comes into the room. Whenever you come, you've got a beautiful essence. You're always smiling, always there to help if I need something. And he goes, and Chris is the same. To hear that, like we were both, wow, that's really great because I always wanted a partner that always had that same energy as well. That's what we're talking about, this unconditional love, because people feel it when they're in your presence. And then spirit is again to leave that legacy, and spiritual intelligence. We are always studying the higher powers, the higher books. That leads a conscious life, conscious choices, and full conscious awareness. When you have all that all the way to the right side, this is when you're able to express yourself in kind and loving ways, which we call empowered communication. Here's Johnny, a man in his 50s, and this is how he used strategies. Riana was an essential part of helping me to heal myself and to rebound after a very difficult divorce. After 5 years of trying to do this for myself and years in therapy, I decided to do coaching with Riana. I'm so glad I chose coaching over counseling. Riana gives you real strategies in an organized workbook. What I learned helped my entire family. My son had failed to launch, and now he's back in school and working hard, earning a great income. My daughter was angry and didn't want me to move on and had a difficult time accepting any woman I dated. I admit I was choosing the wrong type of woman before and ended up depressed and just immersed in my work. Following all of Rihanna's strategies and steps, my life is now totally different, and it's wonderful to see my kids so happy and successful. I now have an amazing woman who I will ask to marry. If you're thinking of hiring Rihanna, don't hesitate. It's well worth the investment to finally feel so fantastic and confident about myself in my relationships. Plus, I have balance and happiness in my overall life. He is now happily married, and his kids are doing very well. It doesn't matter your age, male, female. Work with kids mostly 16 and up. I would take a 15-year-old if the parents wanted me to coach them, just because the kids really need help today. And they prefer coaching over counseling. They just don't feel comfortable very often going to a counseling office. Question again for you all. What are your strategies for personal growth and life balance? Let's see if you can list 3 new routines or strategies for yourself that you want to learn to achieve your dreams for you or your family. It could be, I'm going to set 3 goals a day. I'm going to dedicate myself to exercise, dedicate to getting off sugar. Let's see what you come up with, because I want you to do that tonight, because again, when you put it in writing and announce it, then you are more prone to do it. It's a psychological tool. When we do goal setting, we do it always on our birthday and always on New Year's Eve. And then we usually announce it to friends, family, or on Facebook. And it helps us stay accountable to those new goals. I love Beth's comments here. She says, when we constantly ask the question, well, what can I do? It's changed everything and helped me to stay productive and moving forward rather than focusing on the barriers that pop up. Okay, Camille, 7 hours of sleep a night. Good. And by the way, keep it routine. like 11 to 7, 10:30 to 8:30. I'd love to see that get up to 8 hours if you can. Beth, I said boundaries and time management for myself. I know I will at least use 30 minutes to an hour for uninterrupted time with my son daily. Good job. I set a realistic goal of at least 3 days a week at the gym. I take care of my spiritual health on Sundays and aim to have at least 10 minutes of prayer, talking to God daily. And we do that in our meditation too. Last step is God, what do you want us to know? Or dear universe, what do you want us to know? Whatever your belief system is. I set a boundary for myself on TV and phones up and off by 9 so I can aim for 8 to 9 hours of sleep. They're awesome. Good job. Start meditation in a perfect, more sleep. Again, strive for those 8 hours. Because what happens, guys, if we are tired, our brain cannot handle the stress and the confrontations in life. It's really important. I often said I need to rest my head. Because when I'm writing a book, like I'm writing the training manual now, and I could be writing 12 hours, but halfway through, I'm like, I need to rest my head for an hour, and then my brain can then think better again. I am lucky I can do siesta at home if I feel I need to. What is your body saying? Most studies say 8 hours is ideal. Thank you for those answers. And I love when you do have kids or family members that need some help. You don't want it to overload your life. If you have a parent you're taking care of, you still need time for yourself. So the goal system is comprehensive to reach success in all business and personal endeavors. This has worked for me and my clients. Again, I've been using it since my teenage years and my clients' 40 years, no matter the challenges that arise, because my models, actors, singers, dancers use this system too. They had to change, to lose weight, to get their resumes done, their pictures done, their clothes together, like they had to do the goal setting system as well. You are creating ongoing actionable plans. So when one goal's done, you go on to the next one. We always have 3 going at a time, at least 3 to 5. If it's a lofty goal, I treat myself usually to a piece of jewelry. It reminds me of that accomplishment. So treat yourself to something that makes you feel good. Okay, except there will be sacrifice, but you see a future vision that's stronger than the sacrifice. I have a client, she's working really hard to pay down her debt. And so we did a whole lot of financial education for her starting out. So she knew what she had to do and she put all her plans in place and it was starting to come together. She said, but this is hard. I'd rather travel and have fun. And I said, I know you would, but your future vision be stronger than the party girl life. I said, you can have that from time to time. Just know there's going to be some sacrifice as you're getting the bigger thing that you want. Yes, it's going to take sacrifice, but the mindset has to be strong enough to see the future vision. And when it is, you don't mind sacrificing. It's just part of that journey. And then you feel happy when it's done. So I know the result is going to happen because we live beyond our dreams. We make the dream happen. And then I can go back to traveling again, which I did recently. Okay, so a strong mindset plus education keeps you focused and away from temptation that kills your success or dreams. So the mindset will get you through that temptation. I love Zig Ziglar, another one of the great mentors that I read. How do you see your future is much more important than what has happened in your past. So you never want to live in your past life anymore. Oya's tape is so cool. Briefly, her story. Oya has her own podcast as well. She was a Russian immigrant, came to this country at 18 years old with $250 and didn't speak English. So that was scary enough for her. She married hoping for a better life, and he was narcissistic and very abusive. They had one child, and she called me at a convention crying. And I remember I was running around in shorts and a ponytail because Hurricane Irma was coming up the coast. And she was so upset. I said, "Hon, I'm going to call you right back, but I'm not dressed right now. Like, I'm in a ponytail. I'm not just professional, but I want to help you." So she talks about that.
Like the day that I called you, I felt so down. I felt so depressed, and I just needed help because I was so desperately unhappy. And you called me during the hurricane and you stayed on the phone with me listening. And it was life changing. I could not focus on my work because I was just depressed. I was down and I just needed help because I was so desperately unhappy later. And
yeah. Now, for our listeners who don't know, Olya came to the United States as an immigrant at age 18 from Russia. So that was a big transition in her life to begin with, which is pretty scary for anyone at any age. And she was alone.
oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I didn't speak the language.
Right.
And I started dating this, like, I remember the first guy, you know, like I thought he was like this big shot, and with my limited English, you know, I started dating him, and later I found out he was the biggest liar in the world. And from then on, you know, things were just like a bit crazy. So as a part of the program, you helped me change the story I created about love and relationships. So because I had like all these horrible memories, you know, and you helped me actually bring back the good memories and to rewrite the story so I didn't feel like I was unlovable or victim or whatever. You know, it's just all part of the journey, and it had to happen for me to finally be where I am now. First thing that happened is that I was able to take it easy on myself. Second thing is that I was able to establish a new relationship with my father because I no longer judged him for the way he loved me. So that created so much emotional freedom for me that I was able to get out of like this very negative victim mind. I was able to become a more compassionate human being with my son. But I definitely did not want him to assume that a crying mother every single day was okay and normal. I knew that something had to change. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. And then a couple weeks later, when he completely opened to me, like emotionally and spiritually, and really allowed me to see what probably nobody else ever gets to see. And it matched my inner world, my spirituality, like I never knew was even possible. I was like, all doubts gone. Absolutely.
So she signed up at the diamond level for one-on-one dating to mating. She learned empowered communication to be able to deal with that man who could have been very difficult in a loving way so that their son did not have childhood trauma. I helped her launch her new business in teaching health as a coach. That was her passion work. She started her dating and she met an incredible partner, and they're living in a beautiful oceanfront big home in Carolinas. Another beautiful success story. So the holistic balance and skills, she does talk about that, about raising her spirituality, rewriting the story because she hated her father, you know, who was alcoholic and abusive to her, how she grew her spirituality and her mindset was so negative. So of these three, which one would you want to develop more in your life? Mindset, reworking your body, whether that's weight loss, getting the stress out of it, exercise, healthy diet, or spiritual belief system, more faith in yourself. It's an amazing difference when you have spirituality in your life. It keeps you so calm. It's not religion, it's a spiritual philosophy. Because when I teach Buddhism, I teach the Torah has great lessons, the Bible has great lessons. It's more the overall spiritual messages. They have just helped me get through so much in life that was thrown at me, not to the fault of my own. I never thought I'd have 200,000 in debt at age 24, but I knew I had to do the right thing by my mother. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Oh my God, I just need your help on this. And then I just kept moving forward. I'm like, all right, I'll create this business. Thinking outside of the box. Okay, model and talent, opened up an office. And then I thought further outside the box. What if I had a model and talent camp? So I went to Mercyhurst College up in Erie, PA, where I lived at the time, which is not a modeling town. And everyone said, it'll never work. It'll never work. I'm like, watch me. It will. That was my determination. I decided to do a model and talent camp. I charged a couple $1,000s a kid. 1 week, I earned $14,000. That was a lot of money back then. It went so well, I did another week that summer because there was a waiting list. I made $28,000. That was the money I was able to put down on my house. So when you learn this system of thinking out of the box and going for it, it was really fun. And again, you can create any job you want, but this is my job to help you figure out what that is. I've done a lot of creation, no bank loan, just mindset. That's how I get my businesses going. The journey to a thriving life. What is a thriving life? Well, that's why I used all my clients' stories. They're all living this thriving, incredible life. They all are impacting and creating their own destinies, their own journeys. Thriving means to experience growth, energy, and fulfillment in overall physical, emotional, psychological well being. So, feeling true joy in your life, self love, and happiness. And that's a thriving life. And that's why I shared their stories, because you can see that and you can really hear it in the podcast too. Even Bess, you can hear it in her voice how happy she is in her life too. Incorporating balance and goal setting to reach your dreams while enjoying the process and knowing, okay, there's a lot to learn. I got it. No problem. Having a positive, brave mindset. We call it the leap of faith to handle any of life's challenges, keep moving forward and going for your dreams. Having a purpose and passion for the work that you have. Number 5, having an emotionally healthy, conscious love partner, a sustainable relationship, and friends who unconditionally love and support you. And those friends from the cruise ship, I have 3 podcasts. It's so funny. They're called The 5 Sexy Men from the Ship. They're now like my brothers. It's a really fun podcast to watch, but they really open up and talk to women about what men want. Feeling amazing about yourself and your accomplishments, looking forward to new growth, learning and saying yes to life, to becoming evolved, to prosper, flourish, and to grow to be your highest and your best self. I learned many strategies for overcoming challenges and how personal transformation can impact your life. Now it's time for you to start your journey. Any of you that have not done coaching yet, I encourage you to continue what you've learned and reflected on tonight. Join me for my supportive group class. This is an invitation. It's called From Surviving to Thriving, Personal Transformation in Life, Love, and Business. And it starts Monday, the 29th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And the group class is for 6 weeks held on Zoom once a week on Mondays. You will receive a student notebook for progress and notes, and you will use this notebook over and over again for future reference. And it's good. I mean, it's a lot of what was in Dating to Mating program, but there's new and updated information. And of course, their workbook's 150 pages. So it's not going to be the DTM notebook. No, that's a major enhanced workbook. And the DTM people work with me for 4 months to 6 months. So it's not as intensive of that, but it is well-rounded. I am very conscientious about making sure all my clients have the transformation that they are looking for. I will want to meet with you each for 1 hour before class begins because I want to know your goals, your dreams, your struggles, and challenges. And if you have not done the discovery session yet, we will do that within that 1 hour. If you have already done the discovery session with me, then we were going to dive deeper into what the challenges and issues are and map out a plan for what you need to be working on already before class even starts. And you're going to learn all the trademark strategies that you heard from Beth and Louise tonight and thousands of others over 25 years, even 40 years, because I had people write in my love book, how it helped them in the modeling professions. So funny, like I have a young girl, Carmen, on my Facebook page. She came to me at age 12 in modeling, and her mom put her in my camp. She goes, her father was just killed in a car accident. She's so sad. I thought this might cheer her up. So I really took Carmen under my wing. I knew she had gone through terrible trauma. And she really thrived and flourished. She's married today. She has a couple of kids. Her one daughter is modeling. And I said, Carmen, look at you. I said, not only were you a child model, but now your children are modeling and you have a beautiful family. I'm so proud of you. So I'm watching all these people who have grown up in my model and talent school on my Facebook page. So that's what I'm saying. This is 40 years of mindset and love and seeing people still doing amazing in their life when they've learned this mindset system. And they learned it back in the modeling school. Course content, it's going deeper into everything you learned tonight. So we're going to go very deep into the personal transformation strategies, how to heal that past trauma and love trauma using the trauma recovery skills. I explained tonight capping and correcting, a little bit about rewriting the story, but we have to go so much deeper in there. Also, empowered communication is in there. The mindset for success system to build confidence, self-esteem, and personal empowerment in all life areas. The goal setting system, we're going to set that up and get you rolling on that. Achieving career success and purposeful work, we're going to dive deep into that for each person. Success in love, examine where you are right now. Teach you the art and psychology of dating successfully. There's a lot of rules. Be patient, but they all add up to the success that you're looking for. It becomes crystal clear. And Beth and Louise, you can verify this. My clients always hear, I hear your voice in my head, Rihanna. I know to do this or do that. It's so clear to me. And that's what I want. That means the learning has happened, that it becomes second nature. You know exactly what to do. We're looking to build strong, conscious, and emotionally healthy relationships and do empowered conscious dating if you're single. And then success in life, holistic balance, mind, body, spirit, and making sure that you're feeling really good, mind and body. We'll go into the vitamin therapy and everything else that you need. And part of this program is always Q&A, but it's a private group. It's not used for podcasts or anything. So we're going to do role play, hot seats, and role play like, what if you get a dating challenge? Like, what if somebody says something really nasty to you? I want to know how you're going to handle it using your mindset dating skills. How to use empowered communication when someone's trying to pick an argument. So we're going to do role play on some of that stuff because it really helps you get it and practice it. Every week you come in, we discuss any challenges you might have had that have come up and how you might have handled it. This course includes me as your coach, trauma recovery and dating and relationship coaching, the 29 modalities that are listed on that page. There's a lot of them. The student workbook, the Live Beyond Your Dreams ebook, the 1-hour pre-class meeting with me that has $1,000 value, the 90-minute classes, but Beth, who has been in my group, can share how often we went over just to make sure everybody's questions were answered. That's just how I am. So it's slated for 90 minutes, but if you all need more help, more practice, more questions, I don't mind going longer. It's just what you guys need. I would be there for you. And then 6 weeks of education and practice in class. This is the 29 coaching modalities. If you want to take a look, this is what I bring into my coaching program. Even my past modeling experience says I was a stylist at Strawbridge and Clothier out of Philadelphia and New York. So that means the person that picks all the outfits and puts it together for their catalogs. So I help pick your outfits for your pictures for online. You know, we make sure that looks right. I rewrite your profiles. Everything that I have done in my life is coming back to help people in so many different ways. And if you decide to pay for your program in full, you get my $5,000 bonus library for free. Now, this was only given to those who signed up for Dating to Mating. This was new January of this year. So people that had joined VIP got this as a gift. This first round of this program, Personal Transformation, is priced lower than any program I have done. And this is the biggest bonus I have ever done for a group of this type of materials. There's books, there's white sheets, there's all kinds of great information you can download while you're in the class. So you get all this, the bonus library as well. Sandra has incredible energy and excitement regarding all the transformation she had experienced in her group, and she just loved it. She had a very, very toxic husband, was scared to death about showing up at an upcoming future wedding where he would be there with a new girlfriend, and she wasn't dating anyone, and she was afraid she'd be alone and ridiculed. So we built her self-love, her confidence. We picked out an amazing outfit for her. She did so well. She was so proud of herself. She could talk to her husband without being upset or angry. So it was a great transformation for her.
My name is Sandra, and I have been a part of Riana's class for the past 2 months now. And it's been an amazing progress in just such a short while. I feel very different now than I did before we started. One of the big things is my mind, my hope, my encouragement. She has encouraged me so much to deal with my past and then to look forward, knowing that I am changing. What happened to me and my childhood trauma is not going to be my future. And that is what has been so encouraging for me. What I love about Riana is how she cares. She doesn't stop. She takes the time to get to know me personally, to know every detail so that she can best advise me. I can tell that she has spent a lot of time researching and has a lot of experience and knowledge over the last 40 years. It's about the people she reaches out to help. What would you give for something that will change your life? What happened to us in our childhood traumas, in our abusive relationships, that destroyed so much of who we are. And how long do we want to keep dragging that on? So by just being determined and taking the action, making that investment in yourself, the future looks different. And Riana will be there to not only hold your hand, but to also say that you can do it. And that is an inspiration. We're not left alone. She strategically teams us up with a partner. We know each other. We are the same age or have the same family situations. That takes a lot of wisdom and knowledge to put two people together. I can't begin to express how grateful I am that Riana is there to help me over and over and over again. This is so worth your time. So I recommend it to everyone. Please seriously give this some thought if you want your life changed.
Okay, so the course investment for the personal transformation group, again, it's tax deductible. The value is $7,500 for the course alone with a notebook. And my time with you and your one-on-one is $1,000. The class special full pay is only $797 tonight. Now, Beth is still on the call, but DTM group, I think was $2,997. It's never been under $1,000, never. So this is the first and only time, because it's the introductory group from you guys. I will get some amazing testimonials as well. So I can promote this in the future, but it will never be under $1,000 again. So this is the time to do this. You can do a 2-pay, which is $425 down, $425 in 3 weeks. I take credit card. You can pay through PayPal. I do have a funding source. If you want to apply for that, just let me know. Some people do those 0% credit cards and then they have 6 months to pay it off. That's always a good idea. But $797 for the opportunity to change your life. And then you take the receipt you're going to get. It'll say business coaching. You give it to your accountant, and then it's a tax deduction on what you'll pay in taxes. So that's an easy decision. When you pay in full, your bonus for saying yes to yourself is that $5,000 resource library for free. Again, it's 32 books and information sheets to enhance your success. And the total value of the course with the bonuses is $12,500. You can see now the link there to apply. If you like QR codes, then you can easily just pick up your phone and put the QR code on there. The application form will pop right up. It's a bit.ly/surviving to thriving program. That is a link. You can click that or hold your phone up to the screen and get the QR code. And again, if you just want to do the 2-pay, that's okay. It's $425 down and an auto pay in 3 weeks. Class starts Monday the 29th, 7:30. If we have a bunch of California people and they need 8 p.m., I am flexible with going a little bit later if we need it. I want to answer your questions now, so I am going to stop sharing and see what questions you have for me, guys. There we go. Hey, it's good to see you all again. All right, so what questions do you have for me?
I have a question. If
Sure.
you can't attend a session, is it going to be recorded? Like if
Yes.
in case you have a conflict? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. It will be recorded. If you have a schedule conflict, let me know. These are smaller groups too. I have seen coaches take on 50, 100 people. I will not do it because I'm very, very invested in making sure everyone has a transformation. Classes could be 8 people, 12 people. I think the most I had was 14. So if there's a couple people that are missing something, I know one of the Mondays is a holiday, so we're skipping that one. But yeah, we're going to be small enough group to work together. And if you're late to one, there is the recording. And then just text me ahead of time, Rhea, I'm running late, and I'll put you last to answer the opening questions. But we work with it. Thanks for your question.
Hey, Rihanna. So
Hey,
I
hon.
know we finished your program and we've learned like the conscious dating skills, what to notice and look for, red flags and behavior. What about once we finish your program and we're consciously dating, would you say someone with maybe not so obvious red flags, like maybe the way they think with negative personal messages or self-talk, like maybe if we make a generic statement and they take it personal or negative, would you consider that like not healed from their own trauma or having some wounds there?
Yes and no. We have to be very open to that. Again, everyone has some types of childhood trauma, so we have to show some compassion to that, right? But you share what you've learned. I've been in this coaching program that talks about mindset. Why don't we do that together? We can both monitor that we're not getting into a negative space. Or if he says something to put himself down, you say, hon, you're really good at that. Why don't you just find out all the reasons you are good at this versus that you're not good enough? Let's find all the reasons that you excel at this. Like, for example, you can name a few. And then he'll appreciate that you're seeing his talent, but you're also teaching him his skill. Chris, when I started dating him, he didn't have my program, but he was spiritual. So he was into personal self growth. He read the masters. So that was a good start. So I always look for someone who's spiritually based, but he's here. I want to read your books. And he's a reader and I'm a reader. So it's like, great, we have that in common too. So it's like, start with a love book, hon. You want to know all these skills that I'm teaching. And he did. And then he's given my book to other men that he knew was struggling in the love department. So he knew my philosophies. And now people even ask him questions when we're out socially. Hey, Chris, this and this is happening. He goes, well, have you tried this? Or talk to Rihanna. She'll tell you, try this or try that. You can encourage them to learn with you. As long as they have that learning mindset, they're readers, they're intelligent, they have some interest. So maybe they have attended Tony Robbins in the past or something like that. They're usually open to personal transformation and growth and what you have to teach. Anyone else? No? Okay. I want you to know you all can always email me, and I am the only one that answers. I do not put a VA on my email. I haven't for 25 years. I may be global, but I'm small town. That's what I said. A small town and helping you all. When you work with me, we get very close. We are like family. So my people can reach out and email me anytime I email them. If you have questions, definitely let me know. And there is your free ebook tonight, right? Personal transformation. Don't forget to get it. This is a great, great opportunity. This class will be probably priced at $1997 the next time I offer it. It's only because it's the introductory one. And I'm going to count on all you guys for feedback, just like I did my DTMers, my first group. And then that made it better for the second group and the third group. And we keep growing together. Camille, you just signed up. You have to go in a minute, honey. Okay, perfect. Please email me so I can call you tomorrow and answer any questions. Congratulations. I'm very excited for you and welcome to the family. We are a big family here, and you're going to learn to love it. And all my grads are always welcome back on any class. They always help answer questions for me. And I never know what they're going to say, but they know this stuff inside and out. They practice it all the time. So thank you for being a part of it. I know you're going to love it. Any personal questions, feel free to put that into the email. Okay. I thank you guys for hanging with me. You all hung with me the whole class. I'm really honored. Thank you so much. And if you have any friends that you think this information would be helpful, please share the email links as they're coming out for class 2 and 3. And maybe you know a friend that's struggling too with mindset or negativity or a toxic relationship. Bye, everybody. I love you guys. Take care. God bless.
Do you feel like you have tried everything? Self-help books, therapy, relationship summits, retreats, online courses, podcasts. But you still struggle with toxic love, attracting narcissistic partners, ongoing anxiety, depression, codependency, love addiction, stress, moodiness, lack of hope, feeling stuck in your career, and you just can't seem to get love right. It's time to heal your unconscious behavioral patterns caused by unhealed childhood trauma. I'm Riana Milne, the love trauma recovery expert and certified life and love coach who helps thousands around the world, and I can help you too. I specialize in helping adults heal from unconscious childhood and love relationship traumas, emotional triggers, and dysfunctional behavioral patterns, which have been impacting them negatively in life, love, or business, to transform and create the life they desire and to have the love they deserve. Talk to me today at rianamilne.com and get the free ebook below to learn more.